Hello guys. Welcome to Rashid's Manchester United Warehouse. It's been a very long time since we made a video, and those are down to us really not performing well. Um, but also a lot of it was down to me being a little bit busy with my life. But that's no excuse, right? Even if Manchester United don't perform well, it's our responsibility. Um, to always support them despite whatever the hard times look like. And essentially, being a Manchester United fan is a very difficult roller coaster esque ride. But at the end of the day, the most rewarding um, feeling is the fact that despite all the hatred that you receive online, despite all the um, continuous mockery, despite all the reason finding muses that rival fans generally utilize to suppress us. We know for a fact that we are a great club and we have a lot of history. We have a great team, a great manager, a great set of coaches. And even if the situation is not very good at the top, um, we expect United to at least have standards, right? Some of the clubs um, have, yes, they've been successful. If you call it finishing second or finishing third success, but some of the clubs that really banter us have showcased eighth finishes, 10th finishes, 12th finishes, and that's fine, right? We have never done that in our history, and we won't, right? And that's the thing, right? You just got to believe in yourself and um, think about the good times that are coming, right? So yeah, we play Crystal Palace tomorrow. Important game, especially after two good results, in my opinion. The first game, a lot of people would state the fact that um, Burnley had 63% possession. We did not have a lot of possession, but Ten Hag said that not all games you have to dominate possessionally. Yes, it's a positive if you do, but even if you don't, the important thing is to stabilize the ship. And after losing three games, I think stabilization was the more important thing to do. And yeah, I mean, we pulled off a great result and another jokey decision by VAR to deny Johnny Evans. But yeah, I mean, it's just prejudice everywhere. But what are you gonna do about it? You can't, right? So yeah, I mean, there goes a good result, a fight, a dogged victory at Turf Moor. And up come this Crystal Palace side, this B Crystal Palace side. Faced our B team as well, to be very honest. A lot of our top starters did not get to feature in this game. There was no Bruno for 90 minutes, there was no Rashford. Not only that, there was no Ericsson, there was no Varane. There was Varane in the first half, sorry. There was no Lisandro Martinez, there was no Luke Shaw, there was no Wan Bissaka. So a lot of those players are essentially starters for Manchester United. But sorry for the buzzing. I forgot to mute my phone. But yeah, a lot of the players over there really did not. Um, I am sorry. A lot of the players over there would essentially start for Manchester United at the end of the day. Um, but that's fine, right? The point is that our B team outclassed Crystal Palace's B team, and maybe this won't really happen at Old Trafford tomorrow because Crystal Palace obviously have a very talented squad in Eze. Elise is probably injured, but there's Eze, Anderson, all these good players at the end of the day. And a lot of the fan base has asked for Rashford's head, but I think Rashford goes directly into our starting 11, no matter what, because Man, you gotta respect the player, dude. You have to put some respect to his name. He's the reason why we are playing Champions League football. Now, on you cannot bench him based on 2 or 3 bad performance. He scored like a goal against Arsenal, and he was taking on players against Burnley. Yes, he was pretty poor in the first half, but I think Marcus Rashford, if he's fit, he starts definitely. I don't see Garnacho playing more than 15 to 16 minutes a game. Given his state and given his maturity right now, Rashford is way ahead of the line. And yeah, Rashford and Bruno Fernandes definitely would essentially feature, in my opinion. So we'll just um, go through the screens and discuss the game a little more. Um, so yeah, so this is my formation for tomorrow. I think this is what we are going to look like. Hoyland up top, Rashford will play a diamond 4-4-2. With Bruno sitting behind Rashford and Hoyland. Hoyland making those darting runs. Rashford on the left, Hoyland on the right. Bruno, Mr. Commando with the passes. Casemiro and Mount occupying the rather defensive slash attacking midfield positions. Amrabat right behind them. Darlow, Maguire, Varane, Lindelof at right back, and Onana. Now we have a certain injury list, which 50% of the players in the injury list are fullbacks, and unfortunately Lindelof has to play. But Lindelof was amazing against Crystal Palace as a fullback. I think it's right up there in his locker to play there. And what a brilliant shot towards the end of the game, which got saved by the goalie. Brilliant ping on his feet. And I think Lindelof directly gets a start at right back for Manchester United now. What I'd essentially want to talk about today is the players to watch out for. And if I essentially were to manage Manchester United tomorrow, I would just tweak this formation a little bit. I'd put Mount as my attacking midfielder and Bruno um, right behind him, Casemiro and Amrabat as well. Uh, Bruno in the triangle with Casemiro and Amrabat, just because I think he's better, a little bit better defensively. Also, he can go for those long passes. So Mount showcased a lot of good passes. We'll come to that. We'll come to that slowly and steadily. So this was the entire. This was what our pitch looked like against Crystal Palace, and a few interesting players that I want to talk about is number one, Mason Mount, number two, Sofian Amrabat, number three, Harry Maguire. So if you look at the entire score, the entire scores, I don't think it paints the most accurate picture from what I saw. Garnacho receiving a higher score than Mount does not make sense, but we'll go through their key statistics one by one and analyze them. So if you look at the accurate passes, they might not be very high, 28 out of 30, if you compare it to Amrabat, but it's a very good accuracy rate. And moreover, 3 chances created, out of which 2 were converted into goals, right? So Mount at number 10 is a lethal weapon that we can use. Definitely, right? So you don't see him dribbling that much. You don't see him crossing a lot, but his long balls, especially the first goal that was created, are absolutely spotless. And I think he can really give Bruno a run for his money if both of them were to compete for the same position. But Bruno, obviously being the most senior player, being the captain of the squad, has to be in the starting 11, and Mount has to maybe play behind him. But to be very honest, I would play Mount on top of Bruno and Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Casemiro Mount as a triangle, and Mount on top as the number 10. That would be a better solution to the Bruno Mount problem that we have, right? The second player that I want to talk about is Sofian Amrabat. He was a man of the match in my opinion. Absolute peach of a performance. Now you look at the accurate pass rate, 78 out of 81. That's a 96% pass rate. for Sufyan Amrabat, and that's brilliant. That's exactly what we need, right? Somebody to put in those short passes and really, really keep the ball moving in the midfield. Now, a lot of the times we have relied a lot on Casemiro for the long balls, maybe to Rashford or the other flank towards Anthony, and that really does not that is not a very pleasant watching experience. Yes, it is proven to be effective last season, but what we essentially need is short passes between our midfielders, and then maybe when the situation is right, a long ball. Um, Time in midfield is a very important thing, and we have to keep the ball in the middle of the park, in my opinion. And Sufyan Amrabat and Casemiro as a package, absolutely massively upgrade over Casemiro and Ericsson. There's no reason why Ericsson will even get a start in this game over somebody like Mount, somebody like Sufyan Amrabat, especially. Uh, Now, I see Ericsson getting a start only if Mount and Bruno Fernandes, God forbid, touch wood, are not playing or are injured. I don't think Ericsson is good enough to replace um, either of the players, right? And Sufyan Amrabat is no question. He is looking very, very promising. He has his confidence has to be boosted by the manager. We cannot sit him, right? 92 touches, 10 passes into the final third. And moreover, if you look at the ground duels one, now this is very interesting, right? He's not only passing short, um, he's not only um, putting in those long balls, accurate long balls, he's also winning a lot of ground duels. And that is, in definition, in theory, the perfect DM, right? And if we play two DMs in a 4-4-2 formation, we want both of them to do very efficiently these three criterias in effectiveness, right? Ground duels, accurate long balls, and short passes, right? And that is what's going to like orchestrate our flow in the game. And if Casemiro and Amrabat get the hang of playing with each other, it'll be a brilliant, brilliant thing for Manchester United, right? We've never had a robust midfield since, I don't know. There was Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin. Um, and after that, we've had players like Matic and everybody, but Matic and Pogba, not that revolutionary. Matic and Scott McTominay and Pogba, they don't really compare with what I saw in the one game against Crystal Palace. But I don't care, right? We have to play these two at the middle of the park, right? And Sufyan Amrabat has to start, has to. He was our best player on the pitch against Crystal Palace, and he has to start. And then I'd want to talk about Harry Maguire. Absolute peach of a performance, in my opinion, from Harry Maguire. This is core England Harry Maguire that we saw. And he's really stepped up despite all the criticism, despite all the harassment, the abuse that the media gives him. A lot of United fans also, but Harry Maguire was brilliant. Probably our best defender against Crystal Palace. Maybe Rafa Varane for his initial stint, but even being 90% of Rafa Varane for Harry Maguire, given his confidence and everything, given the entire narrative around him, is absolutely amazing. He's 116 out of 116, 108 accurate passes. That's a brilliant statistic for a defender, right? And Harry Maguire was putting in these long, long balls to the wing backs in the Crystal Palace final third. He was taking on players. He was confident with Onana and absolutely brilliant in my opinion. 6 out of 7 accurate long balls. That's brilliant, brilliant ratio, right? 2 out of 2 tackles, 100%. 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 7 defensive actions, and 4 recoveries, as well as 5 duels won. Those are some very, very, very impressive stats from Harry Maguire. I think Harry Maguire, best defender after Varane, maybe in the Crystal Palace game, and obviously Dalot, but Dalot has a more offensive angle, an offensive slant to his game. Um, Not really operating in that in our like in our in the areas around our D a lot. But Harry Maguire commanded our box very, very well, and he deserves to get a start. So that's the entire setup that I'd want to talk about. I'd wanted to talk about Harry Maguire, Mount, Amrabat, three players that have to start, in my opinion, in a starting 11 of Hoyland and Rashford on top, Bruno behind them, Mount and Casemiro behind them, with Amrabat commanding the six, um, Dalo on the left Dalo commanding the left back position, Maguire, Varane, and Lindelof as our right back, and Onana as our goalkeeper. Obviously, two clean sheets for Onana. I don't see any reason why he should be dropped. He has been nothing but confident post his interview, and I loved his interview. So yeah, very, very, very um, brilliant. Um, our team is looking actually pretty positive, and I think we can beat Crystal Palace at least 2-0 or 3-0 on our day, and really, really put on that charge towards the top four initially, but maybe in the long run something better. Why not, right? It's just been 6 games in the season, and we're eighth or ninth, and that's a bad start. But we're not in the relegation zone or anything. We haven't lost 5 games. We've won three, lost three, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that much if you draw or you lose, right? Let's say Arsenal draw one game and lose the next, draw one game and lose two after, and we win the next 3 games, right? We'd be close with them, right? And you look at all these um next fixtures of our rivals, Liverpool and Spurs play each other. A good chunk of our difficult games are really over. Like, we have to play Arsenal, obviously. We have to play Man City, obviously. But at Old Trafford, I'd fancy us over Man City any day of the week. Man City really don't have a very good record, despite the one game that we lost under Ole, and maybe, or Ralph Ragnick, I don't really remember, but before that, Ole dominated them for 2 matches, and yeah, Ole had a spotless record against Pep Guardiola, and yeah, Man City are there for the taking. Chelsea, I don't know. They could be a very unpredictable opponent, but I think we have a decent record against Chelsea too. So yeah, I mean, the teams we don't really have a good record against, we lost against them. And it's for us to now really capitalize on our easy fixtures and really, really set our campaign to sail, right? And really start pushing for good things. And yeah, I mean, that's all I'd want to talk about today. Very, very excited for the week. That's coming Champions League night's return. We're facing Newcastle at home. Uh, Utter disarray for other fans, but I don't care, man. It's really up to statistics. It could be 0.001%, but that would essentially be possible. Not statistically plausible, but definitely not impossible. Right. So yeah, that was my brief return to YouTube. I think being more regular is the way to go after this. And yeah, I'll definitely try doing that. Till then, ciao. Bye bye.